Dreams are overrated. This is by far the most controversial speech I'm ever going to give. You see, I'm a motivational speaker by profession. So my job is to push people to pursue their dreams. Dream your life and live the life of your dreams. People are going to pull you down every time you tell them about your lofty dreams. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to tell you that you're going to fail and you're going to fall. Don't listen to those voices of doubt. Don't give in to those echoes of criticism. Don't give up in the face of adversity. Will it pain? Yes, it will. Will you go through the valley of suffering? Yes, you definitely will. But at the end of it all, as in a thunderstorm filled with lightning, like the dewdrops on a newly blossomed flower, all your sufferings will go ahead and reflect on a distant horizon as a success rainbow. So don't give up. Don't give in. You truly live only when you live a life of your dreams. Your dreams are your fingerprint. Your dreams are your identity. Your dreams are your signature. So dream your life and live the life of your dreams before you become a skeleton of your own ghost. That's what I do for a living. But here I stand in front of you to tell you that dreams are overrated. I stand before you to speak from the light of a new perspective. Now, what happens when dreams are twofold? They either come true or they don't. Realized or shattered. Now, what happens when dreams are shattered? You perhaps withdraw, get into your shell, cocoon yourself, play the victim card, blame everybody and everything, from the system to the establishment to the government, and you start to sulk. Or you could learn from the debacle, acquire new skills, pull up your socks, strap up your boots, and give it a shot one more time. Now, what happens when dreams are realized? Joy, overwhelming joy, jubilation, euphoria, ecstasy. The question after that, what? Jim Murphy, in his book, Inner Excellence, speaks about a journey, a bus ride with all the Olympic gold medalists. All these newly coronated champions are shuttled back to the Games Village after winning the highest recognition that they could dream of. Now, what is the scene you expect in a bus like that? Champagne overflowing, high fives all over. But what is witnessed is quite shocking. All those newly coronated champions with those beautiful gold medals dangling across their chest sit in their respective seats and stare into a nothingness in stoic silence. There are several explanations for that. You can say they were just tired. It's been a long journey and they're just relieved that the journey is over and they're victorious and triumphant. There's another possible explanation. At the end of a dream, a part of you always feels empty. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill. We all have a baseline of happiness or sadness. Every time an event puts us on a high, we go on an upswing from that baseline. And when an event puts us on a low, we go on a downswing. No matter how high is our highest high or how low is our lowest low, we always come back to that baseline of happiness or sadness. And we're not happy being there because we tasted something better. So we go for the high all over again. A dream is like a hunger. When you're possessed by a dream, like a carnivore, like a predator on the prowl, you go about chasing the prey till you devour it. And your hunger relents for a while. And after that, it strikes you back with a vengeance. And you're back in the chase. And the cycle repeats itself. Instead of making your life an eternal chase of the wildest of your dreams, may I suggest something else? Why don't you embrace a cause? That's right. Why don't you embrace a cause? Recently, I connected with an extraordinary human called Aditya Tiwari. Aditya Tiwari wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy. You may say, what's so great about it? So many people are adopting boys or children. Aditya Tiwari was a bachelor, a single male who wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy. So many single males are adopting children these days, so what's so great about it? Aditya Tiwari was a single male who wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy with Down syndrome. So many children with Down syndrome are getting adopted. Aditya Tiwari was a single male who wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy with Down syndrome who had a hole in his heart. It's really tragic that children have holes in their hearts. But what is more tragic is that a lot of adults have a hole in their head, figuratively speaking. And a lot of them don't even know about it, and a few of them are in positions of power. Aditya Tiwari was a single male who wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy with Down syndrome with a hole in his heart filled with rejection from his parents and from the adoption agencies. The parents thought he won't get a good wife, and the adoption agencies thought he won't make a good parent. But the real kicker is this. Aditya Tiwari was a single male who wanted to adopt a 1-year-old boy with Down syndrome with a hole in his heart, met with rejection from his parents and the adoption agencies when he was at an age where he was not legally permissible to adopt a child. The legal age for a single male to adopt a child in the Indian subcontinent is 30 years old, was 30 years old, and Aditya Tiwari was not 30. So what does he do? He goes about challenging the law of the land, and he goes about writing to all the authorities, the social activists, the members of the parliament, the Prime Minister's office, to the Ministry of the Child and Women Welfare Department. And on the August of 2015, his wish is granted. So Aditya Tiwari becomes the youngest single male in the Indian subcontinent to adopt a child with Down syndrome, with a hole in his heart, met with rejection from his parents, from the adoption agencies, from the law of the land. And how does he go about achieving? By challenging the law of the land and ensuring that the law of the land is changed for the adoption for a single male from 30 to 25. And he does it all in order to go out and ensure that the hole in the heart of a 1-year-old boy is filled with love, his eyes with hope, and his life with wonder. Now, that's a story. And that's a cause. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your cause? I met a good friend of mine recently, a young lady who seemed to be very disturbed. I asked her, what is happening in your life? And she said, when I was born, Dad planted a sapling in the neighborhood. And the sapling grew along with me. I had a sentimental attachment towards the tree. The tree grew up, became a nice, fully blown tree. But recently, some authorities came and they chopped off the tree. Now, I believe a part of me is taken away from me. I told her, look, you cannot have the tree back, no matter how hard you try or cry. However, if you choose to, you could go about planting many more trees. And today, that has become her cause. She's made a mission in her life to plant at least 10,000 trees. When you are affected by something deeply, that could become your cause. When you feel for something strongly, that could become your cause. And when you embrace the cause and dedicate your life towards it, you become a mover, a shaker, a game changer, and the movement itself. You know why we chase dreams and we don't embrace causes? I think the answer lies to a question that is asked to us when we are children. Remember, back in the day, as a child, you were asked this question, so what do you want to become when you grow up? It's a mandatory question asked in every school in this planet Earth. And if in your school they didn't ask you, ask for a refund. Your education was not complete. The problem with that question, and invariably people shout out answers, I want to be a doctor, scientist, lawyer, and some bloke would have shouted, I want to be an astronaut. We look up to him and say, wow. And all that you may know, that person wouldn't have left the country also, leave alone going to outer space. For that, probably he should have joined some South Indian movie. The problem with the question is it stops there. That question, what do you want to do when you grow up, should be always followed up with another question. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Or why do you want to become what you want to become? I want to become A doctor because I cannot stand to see the suffering of others in illness. I want to become a technical wizard because I want to use the power of technology to make life simpler and easier. I want to become a teacher because I want to empower people of this next generation with knowledge and skills that would go ahead and make them face life better. I want to become something, somewhere, someday because. What comes after the because is your cause. You know why I love the word because? Because the word cause already in it. Because. A dream has an expiry date, but a cause does not. It lives on long after you're done and gone. A dream is invariably personal, but a cause is invariably impersonal. The realization of a dream takes place on one day, in one moment in time, but a cause can be embraced every day for the rest of your life. It is my dream to win the World Championship of Public Speaking, and one day I will hold that trophy nice and high, but it's my cause to nurture champions in every person that I meet, and I will embrace the cause every single day for the rest of my life, and even after I'm done and gone, the champions that I've nurtured will continue to nurture champions, and the legacy will carry on. Jesus Christ did not have a dream. He had a cause. His cause was salvation, and that is why he was the Messiah and people worship him. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi did not have a dream. He had a cause. His cause was liberation of his people from the might of a colonial empire through the power of nonviolence, and that's why he's still looked up to as a Mahatma. Andres Gonza did not have a dream. She had a cause, and that was to alleviate the suffering of the people in the city of joy. And that is why Mother Teresa was canonized as a saint. I'm not saying that dreams are bad. No, they're good. In fact, they're wonderful. If your dreams come true, you can become a inspirational speaker like the preceding speakers. If your dreams don't come true, you can become a motivational speaker like me. Share the lessons and say, see, despite all these failures, I'm still standing alive and kicking in front of you. That's a motivation. So either way, you win. But I'm requesting you to consider a life beyond your dreams. Go ahead and dream by all means. But in the process, also go ahead and feel for something strongly. Think deeply. Commit sincerely. Embrace at least one cause and leave a legacy. By the way, even my school teacher asked me the question, so what do you want to become when you grow up? And even I shouted out answers, doctor, engineer, because I thought they were the right answers. And every year the right answers keep changing. Robotics suddenly came and I didn't even know what it was until I saw Schwarzenegger and I said, yeah, that is it. But today, in the light of these reflections, if I were to turn back the clock, go back in time, stand up in class, and respond to that question that my teacher asked, I would say, I choose to be a motivational speaker because I don't want my past to become your future. They call me DJ, and I'm a motivational speaker with a cause. Thank you so much.